Hey, word on the street, nigga, Kris is a suspect.
Oh man, goddamn. We got one from Marcellus Wiley. Shouts out to that man, bro. I used to be seen on that man on ESPN for like 10, 15 years. WNBA sucks and is so bad, players would rather stay in college. Here's how we fix it. A very insightful video. I've already seen it, I ain't gonna lie. But I'm finna rewatch that joint. With y'all. Oh, shit.
Be Hot 100, right? Because I've been having this conversation a lot privately, right? It's one of those conversations that easily goes down that slippery slope and starts to sound like sexism. Oh, I've had this conversation publicly a couple times, and every time I was accused of being sexist.
Of course.
Why? Because I declare that the WNBA sucks.
It seems like in this day and age, stating the obvious is like a crime now. They're gonna make it a crime probably.
And I know it does, and that's okay. Guess what else sucks to me? I'm not a big fan of NASCAR, all right? Y'all can love NASCAR. Great for you. I don't like
Baseball,
watching billiards on
NASCAR,
TV. It sucks. You can love it. Boy, Ben, you may not like football. That's okay. But we're going to talk about it deeper than just my opinion, but by the numbers.
Hockey.
And actually by the words of those who not only play in the WNBA, but those who are projecting
anything that ain't basketball or football, basically.
Then I want to hear what you guys got to say. Now, why is this so near and dear to my heart? Well, pretty obvious. I have 4 kids and 3 daughters, right? And there was a time where my daughter dabbled in the sport of basketball, but then her DNA, especially the DNA she got from her father, told her she ain't gonna play basketball very well because I can't play basketball very well. So my 24-year-old daughter ends up going to UConn on a track scholarship, not basketball. Damn. UConn basketball? Woo! She had to be hella good. Let's just say she was hella bad. It's all good, y'all. But that's the first time I really started to bring it home in terms of the WNBA conversation.
I'm going to say this. I watched several WNBA highlights, and they're on about the same level as I was in the 6th grade. Yeah, like they lack a lot of upper body strength, so they like their low lights are a lot of air balls and like uncoordinated, can't control their body type stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get going, whatever.
Now I have 2 youngsters, a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old. And like every parent out there, as much as you can sit down with them and help them do their homework and go to all the PTA meetings and sit there and check on their report cards, we all fascinate on what sport our kids can play, if they can play any sport at all. Well, I'm looking at my 4-year-old. She's the athlete in the family, greater than me, even greater than MJ. And I know MJ's going to be silly in something. But Araya is a monster. My 4-year-old is special. Don't believe me? I'm going to just mic myself up around other parents, and you're going to have to hear what they say about Araya. She's just different. Olivia's are smaller of the bunch. I call her my runt of the litter, and she's just little. And
if you was curious, I'm the athletic one of my family by I want to say the furthest, because I got my genes from my dad, and he was also an athlete. But yeah, you get it.
Guess what? She's 75 percentile and 89 percentile in height. So she's going to be tall and little. Maybe a little model in there. I don't know what the hell. But I've always thought about what sports. We all say women's tennis. That's the grand.
When my mom found out I was going to be in the 90th percentile of height, she was like celebrating. I did not understand why when I was younger. Now I know why.
And it's of all women's sports, right? Then you can say, oh, women's golf. Yes. And then we say, hell no to women's volleyball. Why? Where's the pro circuit? I mean, they have one pro beach volleyball, but all those girls also work at FedEx and Amazon in off season because it doesn't add up financially. Let's just be real. So it's always golf and tennis. And then there's the WNBA.
Oh, yeah, I also don't like golf and tennis.
With all that notoriety, and it is a pro level. But something is just amiss. Something just ain't right. Y'all
listen to this breakdown, y'all. He about to break it down by the numbers, so you can't really argue it.
Remember that song? Well, let's talk about what's not right, because this story got me right back to talking about it. All this talk we're talking about this week. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. And I'm like, these are phenoms. Caitlin Clark might be the Jordan of the sport. But what's next for them once they leave the college game? So let's have this fascinating discussion on why the WNBA sucks and how we really can fix it. Started off with UCLA's Charisma Osborne. Mama named you Charisma. Let's go. Said yesterday she's going to return to UCLA for a 5th season, despite being projected a top 10 pick. Okay, y'all, let's take this to college football. Top 10 pick, is he coming back?
Hell no.
You want to know why she's coming back? It's pretty simple. She's going to forego that projection because she can make more money staying in college with NIL money than she can going to the WNBA. For real. Now, we're not talking about like she's the Jordan of the college basketball game. She's not Caitlin Clark. And she's still...
The Jordan of women's college basketball is, what's her name? Paige. God damn, I forgot her last name, bro. But she's really good.
Can make more money than being a top 10 pick in the WNBA. And let's just say she wouldn't be pick number 10, right? So, wow.
She played for UConn, bro. She the point guard.
Hold on. Simply put, being a top 10 pick in the WNBA draft guarantees you nothing. Even being a lottery pick, the top 4 picks in the draft doesn't guarantee a player that much. Are you kidding me? All right. They said in the article, think about this. Very, very little turnover in the WNBA. Deanna Taurasi entering her 19th season. Candace Parker, her 16th year. DeWanna Bonner, 15 year. All of them. Rosters, short supply in terms of that talent level. Now, we're going to dive into the numbers. I was like, interesting. I looked and saw a recent comparison of the NBA numbers and the WNBA numbers because I don't want anyone to confuse this argument for what it is. It's a conversation of the product and what it produces and how can we fix this. Stop hiding behind gender. Stop hiding behind your social fears and trying to sound PC and just recognize something's not working despite we know that there are women ballers. Let's talk through it. The NBA versus WNBA in revenue. 10 billion with a B for the NBA.
Big B.
60 million with an M for the WNBA. Average salaries, 9.6 million in the NBA, 102,000 in the WNBA. Y'all need to stop playing.
Like,
get more, just putting videos on YouTube. Ticket prices, $94 to $47, which is a lot closer than I expected, but there are a lot more games in the NBA. Highest paid player, Steph Curry, 48 million. Steph Curry on the shot, boy. Jewel Lloyd, $228,000. Woo. Average viewership. NBA Finals, 12.4 million. 412,000 for the WNBA. Average attendance.
I didn't think it was going to be that high.
17,184, 5,679. Rating.
That's the average? Man, I don't know, bro.
7.6 rating, reaching 12.4 million in the finals. NBA. Highest viewed game, Ace versus Storm. 852,000 viewers, peaking at 1.1 million. Okay, now I've had this conversation with 2 of the Mount Rushmore greats of the WNBA before, privately. Will not tell you their names, but we've had this conversation.
Understandable.
And let me break it down for you. This is how it goes. We know in the WNBA they have smaller basketballs, right? It's an inch smaller and 2 ounces lighter than a regulation NBA basketball. That allows them
Pay attention closely to this part.
to not only be more accurate, but shoot from deeper parts of the court, correct? All right, makes sense. But it's a smaller ball than the men's ball, point 1. Point 2, the three-point line is closer than the men's game. 22 feet, 3 for the men, 23.9, I should say, for the men, and it's 22.3 for the women, and 20.6 when you talk about the WNBA international game, okay? So the three-point line is closer. The games are shorter, right? 4 quarters for both, but 12 minutes NBA, 10 minutes WNBA. Starting to get where I'm going, huh? Okay, so we got smaller balls, closer three-point line, games are shorter. Roster sizes are even different. NBA roster, 15 players, a minimum of 12. You may have 2 additional players under 2-way contracts who split time, all right, between the parent club and the G League. WNBA roster, maximum 12 players. Different age minimums. This one caught me off guard. For the drafted rookies, a player in the WNBA draft, 22 years old, must be 22. Wow. And a draftee does not maintain any contract guarantee despite being drafted. Did y'all hear that? You get drafted, ain't no contract guarantee. Top picks, too.
Crazy.
Ain't no contract guarantee. Player in NBA draft must be at least 19 years old and have at least 1 year of post-secondary experience. Okay, so that's just the standard differences between NBA and WNBA.
That boy Thon Maker did not qualify for that metric. He just went to high school and sat out a year and then went to the draft.
I mean, objectively different games. Gotcha. Let's sum it up one more time. Smaller ball, closer three-point line, games are shorter, roster sizes are different, and the age minimums are different. All right. Now, this is what James Dolan had to say, who owned the Liberty at one time, New York Liberty. He said, quote, "The Liberty hasn't made money." He said this on Real Sports. He said, and its prospects of making money at the time and even today are still slim. He ended up selling the New York Liberty to Joe Tsai, who's the co-founder, executive chairman of the Alibaba Group. Man, I think he used to own the Brooklyn Nets, right? So this is coming from Adam Silver as well. Some of the numbers. He declared that the WNBA lost $12 million last year. And that's in part why the WNBPA, their players union, wants out of their CBA deal for clarity to see the books. And last but not least, the attendance for the WNBA was at its lowest in league history. Why am I bringing all this up? Because we just saw the highest viewership ever for the women's college game. And those players are sooner than later going to be in the WNBA. But as you're seeing, the culture of college basketball is telling them, stay as long as you can, because there is nothing that's good that is awaiting you at the WNBA level. Ain't that a damn shame? We've all heard it. Oh, you're more popular and famous being in college playing girls basketball, women's basketball, than if you go to the WNBA. And we don't address this? All right. So what's the fix? All right, Marcellus, you laid out all the damn problems, you damn pessimist. What is the fix? And I've said this to those 2 Mount Rushmore players, and I'm going to say it to y'all. The fix is simple. Let me hide it first. The greatest display of athleticism is why we really get captivated by sports, right? We get captivated by things that we can see someone else do.
If y'all ain't know, athleticism trumps skill in basketball. I used to think it was the best skilled players get to the NBA. It's the people that got the most athleticism and skill that get to the NBA. I digress.
That, frankly, we can't do, whatever that may be. In football, I think it's the touchdowns and the points that's most captivating.
But if in basketball you could hit 40% of your three-pointers, you're going to be in the NBA no matter what height you are, bro. No matter, yeah.
Look, we love to see a sack and a forced fumble and all that. But boy, a touchdown makes us think, whoa, that boy just ran by everybody. Or look at him light up that scoreboard, touchdown, and just elude everyone, right? In baseball, it's the long ball, right? It's that home run. What, 400 feet? Wow. You go up to the batting cages and try and do it. Strike, 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 right? So, wow, we're captivated by that. In basketball, it's the dunk, not the three-pointer. And the three-pointer tries to rival it. But watch the ratings, watch our response to the three-point contest versus the dunk contest, correct? So the dunk, whoa.
It's like dunk contest, three-point contest, you know what I'm saying?
10 feet. First of all, most men can't even touch the rim. And I'm saying that for real. Most men I know can't touch the rim.
See, I play basketball, so everybody could touch the rim. So I know a lot of dudes that could dunk. So I can't relate, but I get it.
Like, it's a lot of dudes that can, and it's a lot more that can't even touch the rim, let alone get a ball over it, let alone do something freaky, dinky, icky in the air and still bang. Most guys only can
I'm rim grazer packages, if you was wondering. Yeah, I could dunk.
dream of doing that. All right, so what is the fix for the WNBA? I just told it to you. Just like the NBA, you gotta allow the women to dunk. And there's one objective thing you can do to allow them to dunk. Lower the rims. Lower the rims? What are you doing? This is the women's game. Don't you dare. Go out there and lower the rims. Who you think we are? You don't think we good enough? You don't think we capable enough?
Yeah, we don't.
You done? Lower the rims. Why? You ain't got a smaller ball. Why? Because you already brought the three-point line in. Why? Because the game's already shorter. You've already made compromises to the objective standard of what the NBA is, and there's one you're missing, that glaring omission of the rims. Let's start here, 9.5. And you imagine
9.5 is not low enough.
I don't know, Brittany Griner just drop step banging in traffic all game long, not just breakaway.
That would make Brittany Griner OP in the WNBA though, because she could do that all day long on a 9.5 foot goal. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Not just here and there. I mean, all game long. And if we don't get enough people that can bang at
Shaq
9.5,
dominant.
I dare say bring it to 9. And I know damn well all of a sudden
9 is the height, but once again, Brittany Griner would be incredibly overpowered.
Candace Parker and all them. Wow. And with that exclamation point, I swear you have your greatest fix of the WNBA's game.
Yo, who wouldn't want to see some women dunking on other women, bro? I would see that. I would watch that, bro. I would watch that. That would be entertaining. And if they was wearing like tighter, non-uniforms made for men, like why they got the girls wearing male cut uniforms? Why don't y'all make it cut for females and give them shorter? You know what I'm saying?
Because then all of a sudden you're going to have greater audiences, greater viewership, greater attendance, greater fascination of watching people do what we can't do at home. Being real, I can't dunk right now. I could dunk in my heyday, and that wasn't even fancy. It was just a dunk.
Rim
I could jump
grazers.
high, and I just couldn't.
Ain't nothing wrong with the rim grazers, bro. Everybody's not a superhero like Zion Williamson and LeBron James.
Dunk. It wasn't that coordinated. So I was always fascinated with dunkers. But I am not fascinated with a woman dribbling all the way down court and then doing an underhand layup or even an overhand layup or any layup. If the end of this sentence is a layup, that is not an exclamation point. And that is not going to captivate viewers to watch this game. It all is connected. Every sport has an exclamation point that we vicariously live through and say, that's it. Oh, I wish I could do that. But that's not the WNBA. And that's why sports that we know we can do, ain't really that caught up in it, right? Who's watching billiards and bowling like that? We're not, because we can do that. I go to damn Dave and Buster's, Lucky Strike or something, and pull off me a 200 game. And sometimes you watch those guys in the finals, they won at 206, 212. Like, man, I'm close to that. You got to have that gap between what you can do and they can do. Now, let me tell you how those conversations went. With those two Mount Rushmores when I said it.
Cynthia Cooper and Lisa Leslie. Yeah, it gotta be one of them two. Lisa Leslie is definitely in the conversation. He's definitely talking about at least Lisa Leslie.
They were not happy. They were like, dude, that's just insulting. But they didn't really have an answer to when I said, but it's not insulting to have a smaller ball. Oh. It's not insulting to have a closer three-point line. It's not insulting to have a shorter game. I think we got to take the emotions out of this. Just try it. Exhibition style, Harlem Globetrotter style, whatever you want to call it. Pre-game, just let them bang at 9.
Basketball is like fighting, yo. Like, we don't really care. Well, no, it's not. You need to have some skill, but fighting, the skill level, it don't matter as long as it's entertaining. But really, it's just about the entertainment value. So, yeah, I'm going to just leave it right there.
Let's just see what that looks like. Guarantee you. Gonna be captivating. The last thing that I had a conversation about was how tough it is for the WNBA player. Think about it. These are mothers. These are wives who have to uproot their family because not only are they playing in different cities, but they have to play year round to make the money that's necessary to support their lifestyle, which means they have to play overseas. And boy, are they unhappy about that. You imagine playing.
I don't think he mentioned this, but they actually get paid more overseas. So it's like, I mean, they really don't got nothing to complain about for real.
And in the WNBA playing for months and months. And then all of a sudden, oh, to really make money, got to go to Russia. Really make money, got to go overseas. Huh? And even that money pales in comparison to the men. Crazy. But if they were banging, I'm not saying it's the fix all, cure all. But I'm saying it's certainly going to close the gap.
It would make a heavy difference.
So they were like, dog, you have no idea. It's not just the fact that we're more popular and doing better now with the NILs in college, but also we got to go now volunteer for year-round basketball just to make some.
Said volunteer, that's the wrong choice of words. They getting paid.
Real money. So as I sit here with two little ones that I'm like, the more options, the more opportunities, the better. Let's address this one. Because the WNBA is being subsidized by the NBA. And I don't think it needs to be that way. Or at least one last Hail Mary ditch effort to actually throw a Hail Mary, basketball's version. Let's make sure these women can end those plays with a bang.
Man, shouts out to Marcellus Wiley, you know what I'm saying, for the insightful video. Hold on, let me see if I can find that up. If you was wondering who I was talking about at the beginning, I forgot her last name, goddammit. Paige Buckers. This is her right here. She's a star, bro. She's really good, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Paige Buckers. Shouts out to Marcellus Wiley for that video, man. Oh shit. I'm gonna catch y'all boys later. Oh god.
I'm a suspect. Ain't no